Yes, finally, we are on air now, and I'm going to introduce our next speaker, Hussain Mohammed Al-Mahmoudi. I'm trying to spell it right, okay? And the topic is about investing in emerging technology, which technology will have brought about the most change in 2025. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sergey, for this introduction, and hello, everyone. My name is Hussain Al-Mahmoudi. I'm from United Arab Emirates, from the Emirates of Sharjah. I'm very pleased to be with you here. My presentation has different parts. The first part, I like to speak about, of course, the UAE and my country and what they are doing in terms of innovation and their innovation strategy. The second part, maybe I can share with you also the landscape of innovation in the Middle East and some of the topics or technologies that we believe is going to make a change in the Middle East and globally. And third, I would like to share also with you the landscape in terms of entrepreneurship, how it was in 2019 and how it is in 2020. Then I'll give you a case study of the innovation initiative that Sharjah is taking and the sectors that we believe it fits, because we believe that there is no one size fits all. While certain technology might be useful and important for certain geography, we believe certain technology will be more applicable to certain technology. And then we can have a question and answer if there is. My presentation will be around 30 to 40 minutes duration.
Yeah, go ahead, share your screen.
So thank you very much, and I will start with the presentation. And
yes, it appears.
My thing. So sorry. So thank you again for the opportunities. As I said, I will be speaking about different components, the innovation landscape, the picture in 2019 and 2020, the Sharjah and UAE government initiatives, which is about this technology park, and then maybe some example of the Sharjah Advanced Industry Accelerator. So in any innovation ecosystem, there are some drivers of innovation that any company or countries look after. Of course, number one is the market size and the investment climate. We believe the size of the market, the profile of the market is very important to attract innovation and to grow innovation. The investment climate as well is very important to boost and attract innovation. Second thing, of course, the relationship between the government and the private sector and the academia is very important. And the relationship in terms of commercialization of technologies and the development and investment of technology is important. Thirdly, of course, the knowledge and the R&D base, which is very important for any innovation and any emerging technology to happen and to evolve. And also, of course, this leads me to the skills and availability of human capital and the importance of having talents to be able to develop and support emerging technologies. Governance and policy is very important. To be able to have innovation, you have to have governance policy and you have to have the right framework to be able to develop that technology. Last but not least, market and infrastructure, whether you are talking about the physical infrastructures that allow technology and emerging technologies to exist and flourish, or the market size. And I think this is very important because, as I said in the beginning, the profile of the marketing is important for people to develop emerging technologies. I believe, we all Google sometimes and look at what type of technologies are today. We believe that it will make sense and grow in the next 5 years. And people, of course, talks about sensing and mobility. This is something that we believe will grow because more and more we are moving toward touchless technologies for various reasons. We know, for example, the corona today, more and more people want to have more senseless technologies available with sensors and also touchless technologies that are, you don't have to touch things to make things happen, whether in the banking sector or in transport and logistics and other things. Mobility is also a technology that is, we believe, is going to grow because more and more people want to have sustainable mobility and more people will have to want to be connected for their markets and for their communication as well. Augmented human, of course, this is something is growing, whether we are talking about virtual reality or augmented reality. And this, of course, leads us to augmented human. More and more people, I think this technology will grow. Post-classic computing and communication, this is again about the big data and also cloud computing and supercomputing. This is an area that I think will grow in a global sense and will, of course, create a lot of opportunities for investment and for developing various type of technology. Digital ecosystem is something that we live today, whether through this phone call or through smart city concepts or Internet of Things. Digitization is something that I think we will have it in every industry we talk about, whether we're talking about manufacturing or tourism or education or healthcare. I think digital ecosystem is something that's going to grow, and we anticipated that this is something will grow, and I think going forward, this will attract a lot of focus. And last but not least, of course, advanced artificial intelligence analytic. I think this technology probably will play a big role in shaping our life and how we interact with the machine and how we conduct our business and also live life. So these are emerging technologies. I think no one person will argue that will play a big role going forward in every geography, I believe. And these type of technologies cut across various sectors and various industries that we have. So it acts like a platform. Now I move to the second or first part of my presentation, and maybe give you a little bit background about the MENA innovation landscape and how it evolved. The MENA region, as you know, is a region that is in general rich with hydrocarbon and the focus on oil and gas. But in the recent year, this region has been developed and changing, and more of an entrepreneurship and emerging type of startup basically started to exist with focus on technologies. And as you can see from the curve, between 2015 and 2019, we had around 700 million worth of investment in deals related to startup. And for us in the MENA region, which is, as I said, established in terms of traditional economies like oil and gas and construction and others, this is something for us is very promising. It has a lot of opportunities. If you look at the MENA region in terms of technologies and innovation, you will see different perspective here. Of course, the MENA region is developing in different pace, but countries like UAE, for example, basically started to attract most of the innovation and emerging technologies across the Middle East. And the reason for that, of course, the UAE, one of the countries that is advanced in terms of infrastructure, both soft infrastructure and hard infrastructure, and startups find UAE an attractive place to have their innovation and to start up their companies, and of course, for their technology to emerge as well. As you can see in terms of comparison, in terms of the 5 top countries in terms of deal, Egypt, of course, is the biggest in terms of population. There are more than 90 million people there, and it comes by UAE and then Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So the picture in the region is, as I said, is growing. When it comes to in terms of funding and shares by countries, UAE attracted, as I said, most of the funding within the Middle East region, and this is will continue to grow as we support and push more for our innovation activities. In terms of the 5 sectors that was emerging in the UAE, fintech was the biggest sector, actually the Middle East, the biggest sector that really registered more changes, and that's very understandable. We have a banking system that also needs to develop. So this is an industry that we believe it will grow and it will attract a lot of emerging technology. E-commerce is the second, of course, it's something that is growing, especially with exit of a platform like Souq.com, which created a lot of hype in the market. Delivery and transport is also a sector that is growing, IT solution, and food and beverage. So when you look at the regional example in terms of the MENA region, so it's first unicorn with Kareem. Kareem, for those who don't know Kareem, it's basically a similar apps like Uber, which was really acquired by Uber for $3 billion. This transaction created a lot of hype in the market and created a lot of interest into developing and promoting technologies and emerging technologies. And that's, of course, left us with a belief that the Middle East is really still a virgin area when it comes to technology and the development of technology and also the promotion of technology. This is basically a picture of the exits in the Arab world in general. They are into food technology, into transport technology, into e-marketing and e-pay and other. This is between 2012 and 2019. And as you can see here is the monthly funding in terms of and for April 2020, we had around $200 million worth of funding. This does not include government funding. These are just VCs and others. And this is the picture between April 20 and April funding and deals. So what are the mega trends that also influencing the region? Of course, globalization and geopolitics, it continue to be a topic that in the Middle East always, and this is actually, I think, globally, that influence technology and the development of technology. Demography also shape up the Middle East because we have a young population that is really eager to venture into technologies. Environment and food security is a big topic, and we believe this is an emerging technology globally and specifically in the Middle East. The food technology and environmental technologies. The technology of e-commerce is something that we believe it's going to grow. Health, drone and logistic, and remote work platform. These are the mega trends that we believe will shape up the Middle East region. Now I will move to the third half of my presentation, and I will use Sharjah Research and Technology Park as a case study of how we approach technology and emerging technologies in the Middle East. This is an initiative by the government to act as a platform between private sector, government sector, and academia to promote and basically support emerging technologies and become a platform for a regional development. Little bit background of the technology park. It's within a university city, which has more than 22 colleges and institutions, more than 47,000 students, 2,000 PhDs from 100 nationalities. So back to the key messages I would like to deliver. As I said, there is no one size fits all. I think for us in the Middle East, we believe that these are the 6 areas that I think would require and would attract more attention and more growth. First, of course, water technology. And water technology is no brainer. The Middle East, as you know, is a desert area, and we desalinate water from sea, which is very expensive. So we believe that this is an area that will grow going forward. Second thing is production design and architecture. So additive manufacturing is a key technology, emerging technology that we believe will play a big role going forward. 3D printing, whether you are talking about metal or plastic or even houses, which we are doing at the technology park. Mobility and logistics and smart cities, I spoke about this. This is also an area that we believe it will grow going forward. Digitization, again, I talked about, and the market size, of course, is the for Middle East. Renewable energy, more environmental friendly energy away from hydrocarbon is an area that also things will evolve, and environmental technology. So when we are talking about emerging technology or emerging industries, these are the industries that we believe in. And of course, within all of these, we will see digitization cutting across everything. We will see artificial intelligence. We will see augmented technology, whether virtual reality or augmented reality, playing a big role. Sensors and mobility will play a big role into these areas. And these are of course, the industries that we at the Technology Park trying to support and push and promote throughout the Middle East and Africa's region. So what is our objectives of the overall objectives is we are trying to build an innovation ecosystem that is friendly to support and promote emerging technologies. As I said in the earlier, the Middle East have a lot of young people, so we are trying to generate future jobs for them. We are trying to catalyze the knowledge economy and invest in the future and invest in these emerging technologies and become a haven for these technologies to flourish and grow. This technology cannot happen without a real partnership with countries, with institutions, with universities, with research center, and with entrepreneurship center. And this is what we do as we go. We have a global vision with a regional mission. This is, for example, some example of the emerging technologies we have at the moment and we are promoting. We are promoting artificial intelligence, especially with relation to healthcare and with relation to training. We are promoting technologies like 5G technologies. We are promoting things on mobility and next generation transport and logistics. Agricultural technology is something that is important for us and that we are promoting. And as I said, 3D additive manufacturing technology. So this is really the end up of my presentation. As I said before, there is no one size fits all solution. Every region has its own requirement and has its own needs. And this is basically my message for you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hussain. Thank you for your greet us. It's really amazing presentation. How did you could you ever think this happen? It's really amazing to understand that it's huge amount of work. How it could be done.
This is, of course, like we are in the UAE, or the example I gave you at the Sharjah Research and Technology is a similar example of any country around the world, where whether you are in Russia or Hong Kong or Africa or America, every country today aspire to have emerging technology and to have knowledge economy because they want to support their economy and the well-being of their people. We are no different. We've been blessed with oil and gas, but the leadership now wants to move away from oil and gas to knowledge economy. To do this, you need different enablers. Of course, the government has to play a big role in this. The private sector has to support. The academia has to support. And there are pre-requirements. For example, you have to have an infrastructure that allow these technology to flourish. And this infrastructure, as I spoke earlier, it could be human talents. It could be the relationship between private sector and government. It could be legislation and law. The availability of fund is very important. For entrepreneurs and for emerging technologies to happen, you need to invest in them. And this is what we do here.
I'm sorry, my mic been, yes, our time is over. Thank you for the biggest presentation. Please unshare it now because our next speaker is already in room.
Thank you.
I want to say you a lot of thanks. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you here. Yes, our pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, see you a bit later. I see Yusuke Asano and Marvin. Just turn on your cameras. Wow. The people I know already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, ladies. Yes, we're talking about panel. Yes, now panel should be ongoing. Or it's not started yet. Are you participants of the panel?
Oh, actually not. We are into the pitch for the 5:30 GMT.
Okay, now it's not time. Yes, you come in here a bit late, a bit earlier. Okay, I see.
Yeah. If you want, we can leave if that's
no. Just keep calm. Yes, just I'm waiting for the next speaker. We have maybe a couple of minutes on time. Name Yusuke, am I speak right your name?
Oh,
Yusuke.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Nice to meet you here. Yes, you are already. You both going to be participant at the panel.
Yes.
Okay. I see. Now you're colleagues in my opinion.
Yeah, my CEO actually.
Okay, yes, you are best. You know, I didn't know everyone yeah, during this 48 hours conference. I'm sorry for that.
No problem.
Okay.
Right now? Why? Whose avatar are you?
Redpill is building a platform for the creation and distribution of social music experiences. What you see here is a work in progress, a working prototype of the core concept of creating a virtual venue. The ability to take something that happens physically at an event with performers, with DJs, and convey that inside a synthetic world. Have avatar as your playground.
With our events, we heavily invest in bringing people over and experiencing a live, literally a live stage. And we invest in pyro, in artists, in stages, in decorations, in dancers, and bringing that world onto a virtual world thus far has been quite two-dimensional. And with this new development and technology, it gives us the ability to really recreate the worlds we create and have it, bring it to people at home.
It's pretty awesome because it's probably like the first VR experience I had, which I was excited about. And it all feels like so natural.
I'm going to events for 25 years. And this was more real than the actual real world. So I'm still shocked in a kind of way. It will give the chance to people to connect and to do something together from Los Angeles or Paris or Moscow. One of the key parts for RRO is the interaction with the crowd. I think that a lot of our peers and colleagues from the industry, they will understand the potential of it.
I was inside and it was like another world, seeing people dance and how I could be interactive. I tried to climb up and get the red pill. One of those experiences that I think is gonna change the game like tremendously.
Honestly, it's kind of like mind-blowing to me that this is where the gaming, like VR stuff is going. I climbed on top of the DJ booth. I jumped around, I teleported, I saw my friend in there. I think this is going to be the future for sure because people are already lazy enough as it is, like to get ready to go to the club, and here you can just put on like some sweatpants and dress your character up and already look bomb, so I love it.
It's so good. I went around the Magic Forest and I touched all the orbs and I played with as much as I could, and I went up to different people to interact with them and dance with them, and I found myself dancing in the VR.
See a lot of pavilions here and a lot of gamers and a lot of new games, but this is probably it's a future of the games,
yeah,
a future of the music.
Right, it brings them together in a very unique way that it's looking for that next hybrid kind of solution, I think.
So if you don't have money, for example, to fly to Ibiza or fly to Tokyo or fly in Moscow,
you can go to all places virtually.
It's the same evening. You pay a little bit of money and you jump to another disco. It's amazing.